This is the unabridged audio narration of The Sea Witch, Volume 1, Meeting the Young Master. Written and illustrated by Cara aka Lady Flame. Published online from 26th of August 2018 on Web Novel and Tapas. This is a tale of intrigue set in a fantasy world, with a romance subplot. A slow burn one, I'm afraid. I'm very fond of Ust. You will find swearing, fighting, and eventually some kissing and naughty stuff will happen, but nothing that is likely to bother an older teen. They've probably seen worse on TV anyway. Hopefully this story is something for everyone, and is aimed at both a male and female audience. However, as mentioned before, it is not really suitable for anyone under 16. Cover illustration: Lavender Jade on the deck of the Sea Witch at dusk. Chapter 2: No Standing on the Rail Unless You Can Fly. Part 1. The low morning sun was almost blinding when Lavender emerged from below decks, and N had to shade her eyes with her hand to see the captain where he was stood next to the wheel upon the quarterdeck. "Good morning to you, N." Lavender climbed the steep steps up to the quarterdeck and replied, "Good morning, Captain. What's the current situation?" The wind started to drop as the skies lightened, and by the time the sun was past the horizon, there wasn't so much as a breath of air to stir the sails. Lavender nodded. "What does George say?" The captain chuckled. "I wasn't expecting you to be up and about so quickly, so he's still up in the crow's nest making his assessment." The sun was now behind Lavender, so she had a clear view of the crow's nest at the top of the mainmast. It was the tallest access point to the ship, and George had climbed even higher, so he was precariously balanced with his feet resting on the narrow top rail, one skinny hand gripping the very top of the mast to stop him from falling. Ah, the fearlessness of youth, the captain sighed. Lavender snorted. "Even I have never been crazy enough to climb that high. He's lucky that there's no wind at the moment. The slightest gust would have him off that perch and flying before he even knew about it." As N and the captain watched, George turned and jumped down into the crow's nest. He opened the trapdoor and started to climb agilely down the rope ladder. The captain laughed. "Now you see why the crew has nicknamed him the Weather Monkey." Lavender scowled. "Even so, he's taking too many risks. It took Artemis 2 years to scour through every port, city, harbour, town, dockside and fishing village along the Empire's coast to find someone with a weather affinity like him." "Captain, I checked and double-checked, but the wind is not likely to pick up again for the next 3 to 4 hours." George skidded to a halt in his enthusiastic rush to report to the captain, when he realised that N also stood before him. "Commander Jade!" One equally skinny teenaged arm flailed nervously, accidentally hitting himself in the nose with his hand in the process. Lavender took a deep breath and held it, biting the inside of her lip to stop herself from laughing. "How cute! Is he trying to salute?" she thought. However, there were more serious concerns to be raised. "Thank you for your report, George, but there are a few things that I should mention. First, this is a ship of the Freedom Isles. Although you are on duty and making an official report, you do not need to salute or bow to either of us. A respectful tone and manner is enough. A bow is only necessary towards clients from the Empire, and even then you are not their servant. If they should try to order you around more than necessary, then you should inform an officer, either of the ship's crew or one of my team of mercenaries from the guild. Second, surnames or clan names are rarely used, even in formal situations, as islanders didn't have either before the Empire invaded. So if you need to refer to me in an official capacity, then you may call me Commander N, as I am not particularly fond of my full name. The captain would be Captain Tapas, and so on. Third, as an official member of the Jade Crusaders Guild, you are also considered to have joined the Jade clan, and as such, all the sailors and mercenaries aboard this ship are to be considered your family, and when off duty, they should be treated as such. For example, you may call me Sister N when we are off duty. Actually, considering that I'm almost a decade older than you, maybe you should call me Auntie N. Ugh, no, that's just too depressing. Just simply call me N. Everyone else does anyway. Lastly, as someone who considers themselves both your commanding officer and a member of your family, what in hell's name do you think you are doing standing on the rail above the crow's nest? Are you trying to get yourself killed? If I ever see you do that again, I swear I will turn you over my knee and paddle your backside until you can't sit down. And I won't care if you're 16 or 26. Do you hear me? George's Adam's apple bobbed as he swallowed hard. Yes, Commander N. Lavender stared at the youth hard in the eye. He was at that awkward stage between boy and man, but she really did not want to see reckless teenage arrogance cut short his life's journey. Fine. Dismissed. George didn't need telling twice, quickly scurrying back down to the main deck. End of Chapter 2, Part 1. Thank you for listening, and you can check out the rest of the novel on tapas.io and webnovel.com, where it's being currently serialized. Bye bye, until next time.